Hey everyone, it's Aubrey, recovering perfectionist, queen of distraction / gardener. Welcome back for another garden tour. This is our last garden tour of the summer. We have had quite a bit of rain over the course of the last week. So today, instead of a traditional garden tour, Alec and I are going to be going through the garden. We're going to be cutting back our asters, our zinnias, sunflowers, and bringing all of those inside to make some nice arrangements. Supervising needed. Ah, please stop. We're gonna get this one.
Let me do it.
I need you to put the scissors right there.
Here.
Right there, perfect. Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Alrighty, here we go. Let's cut. Ready?
Yeah.
This one we're gonna cut right.
No, Daddy.
Oh, you want some hydrangeas? Yeah, we can put some hydrangeas. All right, ready? You cut? Oh, that was a big one.
Well, Mommy, the stems. The stems fall.
Yeah.
Water.
There is water on the stems. Yeah, it is a straw, and the flowers will drink up the water. Yeah, so that's why we want to give them a long straw, a long stem.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. All right. For this one, we're going to cut right there. Well, I think that this will suffice. I got the majority of the zinnias, some of the asters. There are quite a few that I did leave there. They don't seem to handle the rain like zinnias do, so I left several back in that bed, and I'm gonna just let them die back, drop their seeds, because I am 100% okay, like I've said, if they come back in that spot next year and for years to come. So those are staying. I've got plenty in this basket to deal with. Our neighbors aren't feeling good, so I think that we'll make a little bouquet for them, and then my mom and dad are going to be coming home today from their 40th anniversary trip, so I'll leave some flowers at their house for them as well. I've got this calendula to dry. and then some sunflowers to make a sunflower bouquet. Those stalks are so tall. I think I might inquire with Jackson when he gets home from school and see how he feels about getting his little chainsaw, which I'm sure he will be thrilled to do, in cutting down one of those for me. I just want to make sure that I get to the seeds on at least one of those big heads before the squirrels do, because that happened to me last year. Though thankfully there were several forgotten seeds that ended up coming up in the garden, so I was able to get sunflowers from those awesome plants again, which I am really looking forward to having those like tall tree of the sunflowers in gardens future. So this is that. Thank you for tagging along with me while I picked all the things. I lost my helper very early in the venture. I think he was mad at me that I was asking him to cut in a very specific place on the plant. You can't just cut them off at the head, and like there's still so many baby zinnias that have the potential to bloom on a ton of those plants, so I didn't want Alec cutting all of those off. Sorry, bud. So I'll regroup with him soon, but I did want to share a story about how we grew bunnies. We grew bunnies in our carrot bed this year. So a couple days ago, Jackson, he was like, Mom, can I pick some carrots? And I was like, yeah, sure, go ahead, like do a carrot harvest, it's time. And he's like, Mom, there's a baby bunny in here. Can I pick it up? And I'm like, what is a baby bunny doing in our carrot bed? So I said, yes, like we need to get it to a safe place, not thinking like, hey, maybe this is its safe place, you ding dong. So naturally, said bunny freaks out, jumps out of the carrot bed, goes and hides in a hydrangea bush, and we go and we look, there's two more in there. We're like, okay, there's a burrow in our carrot bed. And they're like the size bunny where they're like probably getting close to like being out on their own, thankfully, because despite our efforts to get third, like the bunny that had gotten out, we got it back in. So there was the 3 bunnies in the bed, and then like later in the day there was only 2, so I think one was like, peace, we've been compromised. Because I just care too much, I kept checking on them, and I was like picking beans like near that area. So I'm like, oh, I've got a bean leaf, like I'm gonna put it on your burrow, because like it had been disturbed from Jackson picking the big clump of carrots that like unearthed them in the process. So we'll put a bean leaf on you, we'll put a pumpkin leaf on you to protect them from the rains that were coming that night. And it did help. The 2 were still there the next morning, but then in the process of us checking on them, Alec took it upon himself to check on them later on his own. One of them got out, and then I got that one back in the burrow, but then the other one was like, I'm done with you guys. He jumped out, or she, I don't know. And then so it was just this like, I've got to get these baby bunnies back into their burrow that I don't think that they really want to be in anymore at this point. And then when I was trying to get one, Alec was following another, and I was like, please stop. And like, I will get it. And that little bunny ended up going into a place where our raised beds connect, and like there's no opening on the other side, so like they can get out. And by they, at this point, like when I got the other one, I was like, okay, you're going with your sibling, you two you need to be together. And that's my story about how I'm now traumatized from interfering with nature, how I need to just let things go and care from a distance but not interfere, because they obviously don't know that I'm just coming from a good, kind place as a concerned mother. So shame on me, live and learn. I'm actually gonna go check and see in that little hole, see if they're still in there, and then I'll probably just like, here's some greens for you, tuck some stuff in there for them, assuming that, you know, they're not venturing out to find food for themselves because they are terrified of the world. So that's that. Don't yell at me, please, because I already feel bad enough. And this is the part where we're wrapping things up. Thank you again for tagging along with me. I'll see you in the next one. I will see you next week for the first garden tour of fall. There is a ton of stuff that I want to do over the course of next week. Like there's a lot of pulling out that needs to be done, and I'm looking forward to just kind of clearing things out and thinking about hopes and dreams for next year. Alrighty, see you next time. As always, I love you, have fun, and be kind.